no, I'm kidding. All right, allergy season. Allergy season, guys. What's going on? Welcome back to Shit Going On. I have a special guest today. Our lovely, lovely executive producer, Jacob Sedesi. It's not, what did I think it was? Sedese. I thought it was more like
everybody
soft
has
on
a
the
different
tongue.
take on my name.
And I remember I asked him, like, is it Sedesi or Sedese? And you were like, it's C.
It's so funny because ever since I've been doing like podcasts and stuff, I always was used to having like teachers mispronounce my name from reading it off the roster. And now it's the other way around where people are used to hearing my name the right way. And then they'll spell it like Sadesi or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's a funny conflict that you have because I am in the process of helping plan the concert for SGP. And I have to make a lot of phone calls to people and I have to leave them my first name, my last name, and my email. And then they're like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, oh, my name is Gillian Valella. And they're like, what's your email? And I have to spell it out slowly, like letter by letter, because it's Gillian with a G and Valella. And everyone, for some reason, like thinks it's spelt some way, like with multiple L's in wrong places or lacks of L's for that matter. And I'll spell it out.
I have to double check your name every time I write it somewhere.
Yeah. My last name is spelled Vilela. But a lot of people get tripped up because it's Gill, and so people will think it's Gillvill, but it's not. I do that sometimes. Like when I was younger, I used to write out like Vill, just because I was stupid, sort of thing. And my hands, I had a brain fart. But that's not my name. Say my name, say my name.
Well, question of the day.
Okay.
Normally we think of these beforehand, but we didn't this time. Today, on the day that we're recording this, is the Super Bowl. Jill, do you have a favorite Super Bowl performance or memory?
Okay, I have a couple really good ones. I really loved last year's halftime performance because it was like 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, it was all the rappers, and I had a great time watching it.
I'm an Eminem fan.
But one of my best Super Bowl memories is I am a Giants fan. My family are Giants fans. And in 2007 and 2011, the two of the three Super Bowl losses that Tom Brady had were delivered to him by Eli Manning and the Giants. And it was just like in 2007, the Giants had like a really regular season. Like they weren't super successful. And then they played in the wild card game and everyone was like, they either got it and they don't got it. And they did get it. Then they win then they win that round, they win the next round, they win the next round, and now they're up against the Patriots. And they're like losing. It's like the fourth quarter and they're losing. And Eli Manning is like falling all over the place and they're about to make this tackle and he throws it. And the guy catches the ball on his helmet. And it's just like he's falling backwards and like just holding it on the tip of his helmet. And that throw was able to get them like halfway down the field and they won after that. So then they throw it once more, twice more. And it was really like pressure's on. My whole family's freaking out. That was honestly one of my fondest moments. They won. I was like, holy crap, this is so exciting because the Giants suck.
I'm really happy for you. Or sorry that happened. Frankly, I don't know anything about sports.
Yeah.
So cool story, bro.
I guess another fun, I don't really have a lot of, I don't know. I really like Shakira's halftime show. That was great.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
What about you?
Oh, J-Lo. Don't forget J-Lo.
Oh, J-Lo.
When she was up on that pole. Oh, mother.
I think wasn't it just supposed to be Shakira and then like somehow J-Lo weaseled her way on it? Or was it the other way around?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure there was some sort of beef and animosity because it was just supposed to be one of them and the other one somehow got weaseled on and it was like tension. And there was beef.
I have no idea, but I do remember that either one or both of them came out and was like, no, there's no beef. It wasn't anything. But you know that's not true.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have it in? That's your only moment?
My moment? Oh, no. I loved the Madonna Super Bowl halftime show. I'm a Madonna super fan. I believe it was back in like 2012, like when she released.
And she had a crazy wardrobe malfunction.
No, that was at a different. Are you thinking of Janet Jackson?
It could be. And
yeah,
Justin Timberlake was there.
Yeah, that was Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
But no, Madonna, she came out with, it was LMFAO.
Oh my
and CeeLo Green, I think.
Oh my god.
And it was so cool. All the classics she ate.
She did, I guess.
She was like 50 something and she was doing cartwheels and dancing all over the place. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that'll lead us into like, well, this isn't what we're talking about, but the next point is, so I don't gamble. I don't like gambling. I'm not an advocate for gambling, but sometimes it's really fun because it's like, why not? You know, if I have $10, like, might as well. So I'm betting on what color Rihanna's first outfit is going to be. And it's like my inclination in my brain. Well, first of all, I have a lot to say about Rihanna's halftime performance, and I posted on the internet today on my Finsta.
The internet.
And I was like, what if her performance is a flop? She hasn't performed in 8 years, so the expectations are extremely high. Is she going to release a song? Is she going to perform new music? What is she going to do? What is the first song she's going to come out with? And
lift me up.
If she does, everyone's going to be so upset. I think it's going to be Bitch Better Have My Money.
I love that song.
So I want to put money on Bitch Better Have My Money, but the odds aren't very good because a lot of people think that it's going to be that song. And a lot of people think she's going to come out in a black outfit. I've heard
Disturbia. Everybody thinks it's going to be Disturbia or Pon de Replay.
But all of the performances that I think of, that, I think it could be I don't think it was the Grammys, but she did a Bitch Better Have My Money performance, and it was so iconic. But I feel like Disturbia is all right, but, like, she's not going to do bum, bum, beat, bum. Like, she's got to come out and, like, bitch better have my money. Like, come on. It's a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And she's 13 minutes, so it's really long. So, yes. So, now the whole thing is, I think she's going to come out in a black outfit and do Bitch Better Have My Money. But the odds on the black outfit are really bad. So, it's like, if you get paid $10, you're actually going to make 25 cents, which is stupid. So, I'm betting on a silver outfit. What do you think? What outfit do you think she's going to come out in?
Wow.
This is the fun part about sports.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Perhaps the cow. You ever heard that? Perhaps the cow. Perhaps the cow.
I think black is really safe. I think silver is really safe. I like to throw red in there.
All right. I'll take that. I wonder what the odds.
Red is glam.
Yeah, I feel like she has never worn red, though. People are betting on what color her hair is going to be. Like, this is how, like, serious this stuff is. Oh, sorry, my ears hurt.
I am, like... I have been out of, like, Stan Twitter for so long, and usually these are the conversations that I used to be part of, like, day in and day out. Like, I would just be tweeting behind my little Iggy Azalea profile picture for, like, hours and hours and hours and get into the outfits and things like that. And now I'm just so out of practice, and I'm like, I feel left out. But to be fair, not to be a Rihanna hater, I like Rihanna. I just have not experienced as much of her discography or any of that as I feel like most other people have. So I feel like I don't have the credentials to comment on Rihanna.
All right. I understand that. I totally see that. It's fun to make a very male sport female, like feminine. It's so fun. If you're wondering who I'm rooting for the Super Bowl, that's a terrible question. The answer is no one. I can, in good faith, root for any Philadelphia sports teams as a New Yorker. I just cannot do it. And beyond that, Philly fans are just insane. That city is going to be set on actual fire if they win. They literally have to grease the telephone poles because people try to jump on them, and they're like, we don't care that the poles are greased. Like, I'm wearing a towel. And they're just going to, like, towel up and get up there somehow. And then I think Patrick Mahomes is so weird. He makes me really uncomfortable. Don't know why. Just something about his presence really irks me. So, again, I can't, in good faith, root for him. Travis Kelce is really attractive, though. He's nice to look at, but that's just a trend. So, I don't know. I feel like the Chiefs are going to win, though. Who cares?
Well, congratulations to the Chiefs, because we won't know the answer by the time this is out, and what Gillian says goes.
Yep. Congrats to the Chiefs. Woo! Woo, go Chiefs. If you're wondering why I sound the way I do, I should have prefaced this from the jump. I might have mentioned it before. I have severe seasonal allergies. I had someone tell me once that it was natural selection's way of coming for me, and that I would never survive in the wild, and I could never be a hunter-gatherer. Good thing I don't know how to hunt or gather, and I don't need either one of those skills in this society.
But you can fit 5 pieces of pizza between your fingers.
I can, so that counts for something, doesn't it? These are the 5 slices of pizza. So I guess that is hunting and gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What are we talking about today, Jacob? That's an awesome question.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Gillian, for that totally natural segue. So both of us are like kind of horrible people.
Yeah. Okay, speak for yourself. I'm kidding.
No, just me.
Yeah.
And so we have hot takes about everything.
Yeah.
But I have like never sat down and actually like given my hot takes. Like I've never sat down and actually wrote the Bible.
Yeah.
Like I've only, just spit some verses.
Yeah.
Let some quotes fly.
Because him and I were talking about this before, and I just have like hot take after hot take like written in my phone. Why, I don't know, but things happen to me, and I'm like, nope, gotta write it down. Because if you say it out loud, everyone's gonna be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because it's a hot take. That's the whole point of a hot take being hot, is that people should not agree with you.
I have some hot takes too, but I have definitely heard so many of Jill's hot takes that kind of I just want to sit here and like go to church, like open up the Bible and like start a religion right here.
We can start soft and then start to get like a little bit more hard, but let's see if the first hot take that I find on my phone, because I was scrolling pretty far down.
Is there a mild one?
Okay, the one that I thought it got a great laugh out of Jacob, so I'm going to start with this one. Sorry. It's going to take me a minute to find. It was something, birthday. Sorry, I have a lot of notes in my phone. It was something along the lines of, like, I don't understand why people ask, like, okay, let's say you're in public, right? And you're looking at someone, and I have the tendency to stare. People very hostilely will say, I don't know what you're looking at. Like, what are you looking at? But you have to be looking at me to know that I'm looking at you. So what are you looking at? Like, I don't understand. I have eyes. Like, they're going to wander. And I'm looking at you because I probably have nothing else to look at.
And now you're looking at me.
Exactly. So you're looking at me, looking at you, and you're asking me what I'm looking at. What are you looking at? What are you looking at with so much hostility? Why are you being hostile towards me? That doesn't make any sense. I've always struggled with that. What are you looking at? What are you looking at me for? It's because sometimes you just got to look somewhere. Your eyes got to go somewhere.
Profound.
Yeah, that's my first hot take.
No, yeah, I am definitely an eye wanderer. I used to always get so scared, like in testing. I'm like super a perfectionist, and I get paranoid very easily. Wow, this is getting so deep already. Yeah. And so when teachers used to always be like, "Oh, don't look around. Like, don't like keep your eyes on your paper." Like I'm naturally like I will look like when I'm thinking, I'll look around the classroom. Like I'll be looking all over the place, and it used to like scare the hell out of me that like my test was just gonna get like snatched from me.
Yeah, and like. Or those moments where I do the same thing, where it's like, I'm not looking at you. Like, I can't even see your paper anyway because I don't have my glasses on. So it's like, it's not even worth it for for the teacher to be making assumptions about. Like, I literally don't wear my glasses for exams because I know that if I'm going to catch a glimpse of someone's paper, like, I'm going to use it to my benefit, and that's not a good thing. So I won't wear my glasses to exams. And so my eyes will just wander because I'm thinking, like I'm in a stall phase, and like I'll make eye contact with my professor or the teacher or whatever, and it's like so awkward because they're like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? I'm like, I'm actually not seeing anything. There's nothing happening anywhere. Not in my eyes, not in my brain, nothing.
Smooth brain.
Yep. Especially in the moment where you're not, like if you're taking an exam and you're looking around the room, it's like you're trying to somehow find the answer, like Queen's Gambit, like when she's imagining the chessboard
on the ceiling tiles.
It's because you don't know the answer. Like, if you're looking around trying to find your peace of mind somewhere, it's because you have no idea what the answer is. Like, you're not going to sit there and stare at the paper. It's like, the thoughts aren't going to come to you just by staring at it. So you don't know. So you're like, oh. And then you're, like, slowly imagining the book, like, come through the air, and you're, like, pretending you read it. And it's like, you're obviously not doing that. If you don't know, just move on.
No, that's how I am, too. Like, when I take tests online, I will literally sit there and, like, stare at the questions over and over again. I go through my flags, and I like go through them over and over and over again. And I always have that conversation with myself like, is it time for me to submit? Do I do it? Do I rip the Band-Aid off? What else am I going to gain in these next 20 minutes?
Yeah. Same. We're also, another hot take that I have is I will never eat Burger King. I just won't do it.
I just had Burger King the other day. It was incredible. Burger King, I like Burger King better than McDonald's. McDonald's has the option, but Burger King does burgers better.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I don't even care for fast food that much, and for some reason,
me neither.
Just Burger King, something about that weirds me out.
I think having McDonald's too much made me burn out on fast food. But I do like Burger King, actually. Like McDonald's, I mean, you can't beat the nuggets. I love a McFlurry. I'm sorry, that's a delicacy.
A Shamrock Shake.
Oh, hell yeah. But like their burgers are just like, I don't know, they're not giving to me. But like Burger King, I had a Whopper the other day, and I probably had a Whopper like 5 times in my life.
Whopper, Junior Whopper, something Whopper. That's a very football commercial.
I've heard so many people sing that song, and I wasn't even like, I don't even watch TV. So like
my brother got a not a turtle, a frog, and he named it Whopper, and I texted him back. He told me that he got a frog named Whopper, and I texted him back, Whopper, and he was like, that's exactly why it's named that.
No.
Yeah.
That commercial's going to be dead in like a month, and then what?
It's been around for like the entirety of the football season.
Really?
So yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Neither would I, but I for some reason know that. Okay, my next hot take.
Yeah.
This also is a good one. Okay. I don't understand. So like the king in a society, the king is supposed to be superior. Financially superior, genetically superior, socially superior. Like that is the king. And you're telling me to my face that Prince William, a baldy, is going to be the king of the former British Empire. He is going to be the person that is leading the Commonwealth. So not only England, but also Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Australia, Canada, various countries in Africa, sections of like the Oceania, like in general, like all of them. He is the guy in charge. Eventually, his bald ass will be minted onto their money. That's your king? The man has no hair. I understand male pattern baldness is very common, but there's a superior gene, and it's not having male pattern baldness.
It's so sad that they lost the only one with the hairline.
Harry doesn't have hair either. He's going bald back here.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But he's had his moments in the past few months, too. It's so sad because everybody liked him. Everybody was Team Harry. And then that whole book.
Yes,
we need to ban books.
Spare. Oh, my God, that book. My oscillating penis. Like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you kidding me? You were at some point third in line to the throne. Get your act together. Get it together. He bothers me. So does William. And so does his dad.
I love Meghan,
Sausage
though.
Fingers. I call his dad Sausage Fingers because he's got like these fat fingers. I don't know if you've ever seen that picture of Charles, and his ring is essentially just like suffocating his pinky because it's so. And you know what else bothers me is that William will not wear a wedding ring. It's like very common in British family, British, I guess, families to wear a ring on their like their sigil on their pinky finger, and Charles wears his wedding ring underneath his like family crest, but William doesn't wear any ring at all. And often kings or just married men in England will wear just their crest or their pinky ring as a wedding ring. So like they'll get gifted it at their wedding from their family. And so that will be their replacement, but he doesn't do that at all. Because he's like, oh, I'm the king. I'm the next in line to the throne, so everyone knows that I'm married to her. But I'm like, come on now. How do you know that?
That is so strange.
Yeah, that is really strange.
I know a lot of people don't like William. I think Kate is very classy, though. I think
she's classy.
I'm
not really into her either.
But I love Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
I just adore that woman.
Go
I don't
Meghan.
even know her like that, but my mom is always watching like Netflix documentaries, like that's her thing. and I'll walk out, and she'll always just have like, it'll always be Megan on the TV, and I'll just be like,
I tried to watch Harry and Meghan, like their documentary, and I just could not stomach it.
I want to see the one on Apple TV Plus that Harry did with Oprah about mental health. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. I saw a commercial the other day, and it was like Michael Phelps was like, I'm depressed. And it was somehow related to COVID-19. And I was like, Mr. Phelps, I'm not sure I see the correlation here. He was like, I am at a significant higher risk of being. And I'm like, I think everyone.
I need to watch more TV.
Yeah, you got to catch the commercials. I wonder what, I think the reason why did I was watching the Grammys and I saw that commercial.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to watch the Grammys last week.
Yeah.
I was really swamped. I was sad, though, but I was watching the live tweets.
Yeah, I watched the Grammys all the way through.
The Rowdies were better.
Uh-huh. And then, yeah, so William, bald, bad. King, why? Leader, why?
Yeah.
You have no hair. Another hot take I was having, and I was trying to describe this to Jacob before, and then we'll get into some of his hot takes, because then we can simmer down from this, is this might be like a major woman moment, and obviously I observe sports, and so I have like a general comprehension of athletic abilities. There are so many professional soccer leagues on this earth, whether they're in Europe, whether they're in Asia, Africa, South America. There is not one woman on any of those teams. They're nowhere, not anywhere to be found. You mean to tell me that there's not one woman on this entire earth that cannot play professional soccer at the level of the men? And I'm not saying the Premier League. I'm not saying Serie A. I'm not saying League One. I'm not saying any of the major Premier Leagues or any of the clubs that would somehow qualify for the Champions League. I'm not saying those teams, because I, as a woman, can understand our capabilities. I'm saying, like, let's say you see, and I don't think anyone's ever seen, but Ryan Reynolds and his friend Rob McElhenney own a club in Wales, and that's like a very recent development. That league is so atrocious that women might as well play in it just to boost the competition. Like, it's really not that strong, and the men are making zero progress. I'm like, add a shorter woman with a lot of speed or pace and with a strong foot, I'm sure she'll play some sort of benefit. And especially because men are going to be like, oh, I'm too afraid to tackle her. It'll add a nice advantage. I'm just saying, from my point of view. And especially because there's female athletes that are fast, that are strong, like they have height, like a 5'9", 150-pound, 165-pound woman is already taller and heavier than Messi, the best soccer player in the entire world, arguably. So that's my hot take. I think that at least one woman can and should be able to play in a professional men's soccer league. And Jacob has nothing to add here.
I don't think it's my place to.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, like, it's not, I think it's like a hot take to a degree, because then obviously the argument that follows up is like the women's national team lost to a under 15 boys team at one point in time, and that's so embarrassing. Yeah. And no one cares about women's sports, which is also really embarrassing, but yeah. Yeah, everyone likes to say they were letting them win, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. It's like the key point of the argument is that they ended up losing to this U15 team, and so everyone likes to harp on this. This happened like 6 years ago now, like a long time ago. And if you look at just like the way that people have started to funnel money into women's sports, because the United States female soccer team was better at everyone else in the globe, but globally speaking, soccer is like more popular everywhere else in the world. That's why the American men have no success in like World Cup or any qualifying championships, because comparatively speaking, they suck. So everyone started to get tight that the United States kept winning. So now they've funneled all this money into female athletics. I just cannot see how there's not one woman on any of those teams that can't play in a professional men's league.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my hot take. Sorry, I went on for a long time.
No.
But I really genuinely mean that.
No, I'm just trying not to add my commentary to it, because I feel like it's not my...
But I'm
going to stay in man business.
I know, but do you think that's reasonable? I just wonder. Like, I wonder if people... I think that's... I, like, would never say, like, a woman could play American football. I just would not say that, because I don't think any woman really wants to. But I think a woman could totally be a kicker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why is there not one female kicker? I'm sure she could kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
exactly.
No, I was more, I was being more careful because you were like, there's no way there's not like one woman. I feel like if I inserted my voice in there, it would almost be like I was saying like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like there's not, you mean there's 8 billion people on the earth. There's
about
not
4 billion of them are women.
Yeah, there's not one of those 4 billion
Yeah.
people that athletically could match up to the probably like 100,000 men that play in professional soccer. There's just no way.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's going to happen someday.
Hopefully not. It won't.
Really? You think never?
I don't know. I think it would be very interesting to see like how people utilize female athletes to their advantage, because I feel like, sure, like the women's game is something different than the men's game, but like they can still do set pieces, they can still send corner kicks. They might not have a height advantage, but they definitely have like a kicker right here, and they have speed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like 80% of the game of okay. Take for like you know how much strikers walk in soccer? No, I don't even want to talk about soccer, but they walk for like over half of the game. They're walking around in circles, and then they just need bursts of speed in order to get to the ball and kick it into the goal. And they miss majority of the time, or their attempt is failed majority of the time.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I just feel like that's my hot take. Like a woman could play.
Yeah.
And could stack up.
I feel like, do you have like one really spicy hot take that we can save for the end?
I don't know. Do you think my take on thrifting and Depop?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's going to shake the table. So I'm going to go through with my little bites.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know this is coming. This is like top of the list. I'm an Iggy Azalea fan. I feel like that's hot take number like 1 for me. No, free my sister.
He said this in his interview when he was interviewing for Rowdy, and
I was
like,
interviewing for this position.
I was like, holy shit. Like, what are you talking about? He was like, I love Iggy Azalea. I had Iggy Azalea stan Twitter, and I used to go to a show, and her and I are best friends.
We are.
Yeah, good for you.
She checks up on me every now and then. Have you seen that clip of Rolling Ray when he's in the People's Court? He's like, yeah, Beyonce and I are friends. She checks up on me every now and then. That's me with Iggy.
He's Miss Toller. He's that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Miss Toller.
That whole episode was like full of memes. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. No, I miss my Stan Twitter days kind of, but Stan Twitter is like so tacky now.
Yeah.
I've aged out of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
I am not a great Twitter user. I really only follow politics on Twitter.
I am. I love shit posting on Twitter. That's like my whole thing. Oh, and that actually leads me into my next one.
Okay.
This is probably my most interesting one out of this. I think digital footprint like doesn't exist. Like people get on and they're always like, digital footprint, digital footprint, digital footprint. Like there's some place where everybody can go and just like look up your entire life. And yeah, sure, like you can Google somebody and you can like find all kinds of stuff on them. But like if you frame anything as just like it's part of my brand, like you can get away with a lot. Like my professional Twitter account, you know how many memes and like shitty things I post, and it's just like my thing.
Yeah, I've always definitely felt a certain way about digital footprint too.
It's literally made up.
Because like especially now in an era that's mostly on the internet, like
people are going to be more tolerant.
Yeah, like and also like things that were acceptable at one point in time are like cringy or unacceptable now, but like that was like so long ago. Like what the hell are you talking about? Like if you want to research, like if I'm getting some sort of job a long time from now and I'm like, if you want to resurface things that I did in college, you really need to evaluate where your head is at, because if you don't think that you've developed significantly from now until whenever, then who's to say that it's not the same thing for literally everybody else?
Yeah, I can't wait to like have this episode quoted in a future job interview.
I know. But but seriously, like, it's like the things, things that I liked when I was in high school, I hate now. Like, I loathe some things that I used to like in high school now.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't that long ago. That was 3.5 years ago.
Right.
And I've changed significantly from them, and I'd say. So, I don't know. I kind of agree with that, but also don't entirely agree, but I just totally see what you mean there.
I guess also on the digital footprint train, I feel like this goes with like a lot of mine is like, I already mentioned McDonald's, but I feel like most of my hot takes are just like opinions on things. Like I always prefer like the smaller or less popular thing generally because I'm just different and not like the other girls. But yeah, like my first one that I wrote down was like Bing. Like I am a Bing user. Like I'm so sorry. It's first of all, it's not that different. Second of all, they give you like rewards. Like if you search on Bing, they give you points. Oh. And then you can like trade it in for gift cards.
Oh.
Like I get myself like free like Xbox gift cards like every month.
Do you use a Microsoft computer?
No, but I do have Edge on my computer as well. It's not my main browser though either. I use Safari. I don't use Chrome either. That's my hot take. I don't use
Chrome.
I don't like Google.
Neither do I.
Chrome actually, like someone did a study on like how much of like your computer's resources it uses, and it like wastes so much processing power. It just like drains your battery, and the updater that runs in the background all the time, like even that wastes a huge portion of your computer's like power. So I just have like refused to install it on my computer.
But the whole thing that's so annoying is that I remember there was a time period where certain things that I had to do for school
like required Chrome.
Required you to use Chrome.
Yeah.
And I forget what they were. Maybe it's
HonorLock. Yeah, HonorLock still does.
Yeah, it's a Chrome extension.
I have like a computer in my like a Windows computer in my office, and that's the only place that I will take my HonorLock exams. Like I'm just not putting it on my laptop. For the life of me.
I have Chrome on my computer, but I don't care. Really, I don't really use it all that much. I actually only use it.
What am I going to do? Like punish you? Why do you have to like confess this?
No, I'm trying to think of when and why I use Chrome, because I also actively use Safari, and a lot of people like condemn me for using Safari, and I'm like, but I say like, if I am an Apple user, like if I use Apple products almost exclusively, like I'm going to use everything that's provided to me by this computer specifically.
Right. It's all part of a cohesive like experience.
Yeah, like I don't write on Microsoft Word, like I write on Pages. Yeah. I do my PowerPoints on their PowerPoint.
Oh yeah, Keynote is so pretty.
Like I use Keynote, I use all of that stuff because I'm like my parents bought this computer for me. Like, I'm not going to download more stuff onto this computer if I know that it has faculties that clearly were approved by Apple, which is one of the most successful tech companies.
Don't get me started on Apple. That's my favorite company in the whole world.
I will just say, like, fuck Google Chrome.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom. No, yeah. And on the subject of Bing, the AI-powered Bing, that's going to be the moment. We're going to have to talk about AI on here one of these days.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that day because I have been struggling with existentialism around computers because of my theories of artificial intelligence class. We don't have to get into that right now, but
I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's that deep.
It isn't that deep, but you should try one day to read political theory in the morning and then go home and then read about if computers have the abilities to have intelligence and can think and can feel.
The answer is no.
The answer is no. But then imagine having a professor that wants you to say yes. You tell me what would happen in your brain.
My professors would never do that. Oh my God.
Really?
My last AI professor I had, it was like an AI and media class. And she was like very careful. Like if we used the word intelligent on any of our papers to describe AI, it would be like an immediate points off, and she would be like, "Come back to this," because it's not.
Yeah, it's the general consensus, but
Yeah. No, I get it.
How is there still a debate?
Yeah. It's funny we talked about Apple too, and that naturally came up because I am an Apple Music girl.
Oh yeah,
through and through.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm sorry, Dolby Atmos. The Dolby Atmos girlies, y'all know, if you have the AirPods, have you heard about this?
No.
Okay. If you have like AirPods, like the newer ones,
okay,
you can stream music on Apple Music in surround sound, and it will like your AirPods will track your head movement, and it will simulate that the sound is in 3D. So it always catches me off guard. Like if I turn my head this way, like the singer will start coming out of my like left ear.
Oh.
And there's stuff like from above you and below you. And like so many artists have like re-released their catalog in it. And it's just like mind blowing to like sit in the dark and like.
I'm not a fan of like when things are only on your left side or when things are only on your right side. Like I'm not a fan of that at all. Or when the music will travel from one side to the other. I know a couple of songs that do that and I tend to just skip them. Or when the drum pattern is only in your, because I oftentimes will, I walk around a lot and it's been ingrained in me, like if I have both my headphones in, I'm going to get stabbed from the behind because I've lost, especially because when you put your over-the-ear headphones on, you lose your peripheral vision kind of because there's two big things next to you. And then you can't hear anything. So I will wear if I'm like walking around campus, I will wear one ear off my ear. Or if I'm walking around the street, I will wear my headphones like this with one ear in and one ear off. And if the drum pattern is only in my right ear and I can barely hear the vocals, I'm like, fix that shit. I just need it in both. I just need it to both be playing right. Because there's some songs where you will literally lose like the full like because you took your headphone off.
You wear Beats?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with like AirPods, if you take an ear out, like it stops playing in that ear.
Yeah,
so I have stopped running into that problem.
Oh,
but but for you, I can understand that then.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. All right. Well, Jacob wanted me to share one scorching hot take before the end of the episode. And over years, I have clearly...
This is going to divide the Rowdy listenership.
So this is a take I wrote on November 25th, 2020, and I still actually truly and in my heart of hearts believe this.
Aurora Lola, let her speak.
There's something really unsettling to me about the promotion of thrifting. And when you guys are like, come to the bins, go to the bins, like do all of this stuff. The whole point of thrifting is for people to donate their clothes because they no longer have use for them to people that cannot afford to buy extremely expensive pieces of clothing and make it more accessible to them. That is the intention of thrift stores. Thrift stores are not for you and your pretty little friends that have like extensive material and money to go and then take advantage and abuse the bins and then go on Depop 20 minutes later to sell the clothing for a markup of over 800%. When I see a pair of jeans that I know that you sourced from Goodwill for $2.50, and I see that they're a pair of Levi's that you know you can buy for retail for $80, and I see them on there for $75, and there's one of those weird butt stains that you know can only be gotten from use, you need to really reevaluate what you are doing with your life. Don't be like, don't condemn fast fashion. Don't be making statements about how like fast fashion is so wrong. You've taken away the avenues for people to be able to afford clothes reasonably so that they have to turn to fast fashion because you're going to shame them for being ugly. This is what I've been feeling this way for so long. The people that thrift at thrift stores, sell their clothes for a markup value, are the people that are most outspoken about not participating in fast fashion when you literally are the reason that fast fashion exists in the first place. That's what I think, truly. Obviously, fast fashion exists because people have an obsession with trends, and obviously the internet spreads trends like wildfire. But don't sit around and condemn this thing, that thing, and the other thing when you literally are a part of the problem.
Right.
Yeah. Like the other day, I went to a vintage market, and there's one in Gainesville. It comes like every Sunday, one Sunday a month. And I'm like walking around, and I'm looking at these clothes, and I see a T-shirt, and it's $60 for the T-shirt. I'm like, where'd you get this? And they're like, oh, it was really hard for me to source. What are you talking about, source? What the fuck are you talking about? You didn't source that shirt. You got your butt in your car, you drove 12 minutes to the Goodwill, saw it on the clothing rack for $4, and then decided to price it at $60 because it's really rare and limited edition.
Don't ask a man his salary, a woman her age.
Yeah.
Or where you got that shirt from.
It's so unbelievably, it's like, this is what I'm saying. The point that I said here is, when you motherfuckers thrift a shirt for 99 cents and sell it on Depop for $40, what? You're literally making fashion inaccessible and then degrading people for want to fit in. You'll steal all of their options and then shame other people for trying. Fast fashion is shitty, so shitty, and we can all agree on that. But please shut up about Depop. It's a cycle of privilege over and over, and it's hard to watch. If you can't afford to spend $40 on a shirt, don't buy the shirt. Simple. But if you can afford it and don't want to spend the money, reevaluate entirely. I don't know what that part meant, but clearly I was upset about something, but I get really, really, really tired of people. Like, it's also a point that I have to make about people that go to really expensive private colleges that like to make comments about, like, cycles of privileges or, like, participating in Greek life. You go to the more exclusive club. You go to the club that people will spend lives trying to even accomplish or even can't even consider accomplishing. If you want to degrade people for their whatever, no. If your tuition is more than $40,000 a year, no. That is equal to that of the knowledge, almost equal to that of an average salary of an American. That is not affordable in any lifetime. $50,000 is the average salary of an American. If you go to college and the tuition for a year is more than that, you are privileged. So don't make comments about this thing, that thing, and the other thing, because you're not checking yourself first.
Well, I think with your comments on thrift shops, we've officially lost all of our models and influencers from listening. They all turned it off at the same time.
Yeah.
But
thrifting is a good thing.
And I'm glad you went down with the fight.
Like, I think that thrifting can be a great thing because sometimes, like, I will thrift once every 6 months because I'm like, okay, like, I really need a t-shirt, or like, I really need this really specific thing that I'm only going to wear one time and I'm never going to wear it ever again. Like, that is like reasonable to go to the thrift store then. Yeah. To me, because you're buying something for cheap and you know that no one else wants it, so it's might as well you just use it really quick. Because one time I had a Halloween costume and I needed a pair of yellow pants. Who wants yellow pants in the first place? Nobody. So I went to the thrift store and I found a pair of yellow pants that were a size like 20, and I wore them once. And I think I might have actually donated them back.
Work.
Yeah. But don't be talking about thrifting. No. Mm-mm. No. Depop. I don't know why I have such a problem with it.
No, I understand it. You just explained why you have such a problem with it. And it clears.
Yeah. Do you have any new music this week?
Funny you ask. Yeah. I've definitely put this artist on the playlist many, many times. But I'm going to do it again. This is the only group I listen to, basically. Massive Attack, love. My song of the moment right now that I listened to it probably like 10 times in the past like 24 hours. It's called Splitting the Atom. It's just so like, it's very creepy and like spooky and down tempo, but it's just like so groovy and like fun. I don't know. It's very much like a late night, like going out to like fill up your water, like in the dark kind of song. Like everybody's asleep, just like scary hours.
All right. Well, I have a couple points that I want to make. I just want to let everyone know. So Scotty had this whole thing about Beyonce last week and was like harping on us and dogging us about never listening to Beyonce. I was at Opus yesterday trying to get some work done, and America Has a Problem is playing over the loudspeaker. Right.
Like, I saw your post about that.
How am I supposed to do work on that song? It's great. So I listened to it and I added it to my liked. I did really like that song.
Have you listened to Energy?
Nah, maybe. I think I listened to a couple because like I just queued that song in.
It was the one with Milkshake in it, the Milkshake sample. Oh, so good.
So my song of the week, though, I've been listening to the new Lil Yachty album. At first I was kind of iffy about it and not sure how I felt about it, but then I ended up like really enjoying it. Yeah. And my song of the week is not really a song, more of an interlude, but it's called Failure. And I was really enjoying the things that he was saying. It's like, you lose a finger, you still have 9. Like, don't belittle yourself. Like, sometimes you fail, but you just got to get back up.
That's cute.
Yeah. It's a good beat.
I skimmed the album, and I feel like I would like it, but I just haven't had time to really sit and listen to an album.
Drive Me Crazy is also really awesome. I mean,
I like Poland. I know that's not on the album, but
yeah.
it's
I took the walk
to
to
Poland.
Poland. Yeah, I mean, I was never really like a huge fan of Lil Yachty, but I knew that he released like a Less I Know the Better cover remix or whatever a really long time ago, and I enjoyed it.
I know you got to get going, but another hot take associated with Lil Yachty, when he dropped the album, he said something along the lines of like, "Oh yeah, like I wanted to prove to people that I'm like a real artist and not just a rapper."
But
I feel like that's like messy as hell. And he got dragged on Twitter for that, and like I get it. It's like totally like belittling rap.
what?
Like saying like, "Oh, I made this album that's like not a typical rap album
Yeah.
because I want to prove that I'm more than just a rapper. Like I'm a real artist."
Well, yeah, I guess Lil Yachty has always been like he is. I can talk about him for a long time because he was in the 2016 freshman class cipher with like 21 Savage, Uzi, Denzel Curry, and who was the last guy, Kodak. And that cipher was insane. Everyone loves that cipher.
Yeah.
And
I love all the freshman ciphers. They're
yeah,
so fun.
and like his was like a kind of the worst one out of all of them. But then he did like all of the City Girls music. Like literally
Oh, I
all
know.
of City Girls, that's Lil Yachty, which is weird. But like he wrote essentially all of those songs, especially that one really particular song.
Act Up.
Yeah.
I was at Rolling Loud, and Lil Yachty, I can't remember if Lil Yachty was on the stage and he brought out the City Girls or it was the other way around.
Yeah.
But they did Act Up.
Yeah.
And he rapped it.
He did Act Up.
It was so good.
Which is weird. But he, like, I think, I don't know, I used to watch a lot of, because he was really huge on SoundCloud, and I was really into him when he was on SoundCloud, and there was this one song that I used to love, and it was like, dun, 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 and it was, like, really quick, and then he was like, someone did an interview, and he was like, I'm never going to do drugs ever in my life, like, I'm not into that, and I think that stuff is so whack, and I was like, good for you, man, and he still holds that mentality. I'm like, great, good for you. That's like Lil Baby and his lack of tattoos. He's like, I have no idea what I would ever want to put on my body for the rest of my life, so I don't have any.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's interesting when rappers have weird takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like us.
Yeah, like us, except we don't rap.
We podcast.
Yeah, which is...
Well, if you want to listen to any of these songs, just a reminder that we have the Shits Picks playlist on the Rowdy Magazine Spotify. So you can go back all the way to the beginning of our new music segment.
Yeah. Don't get it twisted, though. They're not shit. They're just shits. They're
Picks.
our picks.
Our picks.
They're not shitty.
I came up with it, so y'all have to like it.
Well, that's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed our hot takes. If you have any...
We'll have more to come around, especially her.
Yeah. If you have any hot takes that you just need to get off your chest, please share them with me. I'd love to hear your hot takes.
I think I can put like a comment box on Spotify where you can send them. I'll try.
Send
if
me
not,
your
we'll
hot
put it on
takes.
the story or something. I don't know.
Send me your hot takes. Let me know what you've been thinking, because sometimes hot takes are just normal opinions, and you shouldn't feel like they're hot or shame.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, anytime. I didn't have a choice. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I thought you suggested it.
I did
and then
suggest
I got
that he
confused.
did. I did suggest that he come on today.
Okay.
Well,
Here we go.
that's
It's
it.
on the record.
We miss you, Scotty.
Yeah, we miss you.
We miss you, Scotty. Love you.
See you next week.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Oh, it's so funny, like, being in the headphones, because I feel like I, like, totally can't hear anything.